My dear friends, colleagues, and former partners of past opportunities, regardless of whatever opportunities that you join me in that didn't go well, perhaps, perhaps, as you know by now, if you know me, many of you know me very well by now. I love to help people. I love knowing that when I succeed, I don't do it alone. That I like the idea of going out of my way to provide the people who join me the opportunity to leverage an ecosystem that I am passionate about. It so happened that in multiple cases, two or three cases, outside of my control, opportunities that I bring to your attention perhaps didn't do well, or the people behind the opportunity did not have good intention, but they masqueraded themselves very well to basically take advantage of people. As you know, nothing is more painful for a person like me to see other people suffer financial loss. Yet more importantly, nothing is as devastating that I know that I was the one who introduced that opportunity to you. I take that very personal. And because of that, nothing also drives me more to constantly find opportunities to put myself in a position to once again undo the mistakes of the past. And if you know anything about me, or if we interacted, if we've done business together in the past, you knew, you knew, and you know, and you will continue to have the experience of very caring, attentive, and loyal to the idea of helping people. It is with this intention that I come to you today, one more time, to ask you to join me in this journey. And there are multiple ways you can participate. You can participate with the free account and share. You can participate by acquiring a cash flow NFT uh, membership. It is certainly not for everyone. The people who participate in this ecosystem will be able to be in a position where whatever mistakes that you've made economically in the past, participating in a project with no face behind them, or participated in a project with actors portraying themselves as the face of the company, or company that provide all kind of documentation to basically make themselves look legit. Even the most informed, studious individual will fall prey to their ill intention. But at the same time, there are good people, there are good founders who've actually understood the pen and who put themselves out there, engaged and promote and continue to find ways to bring legitimate, time tested opportunities such as the fusion of Miracle Cash and More and Cashflow NFT. And because of that, it is even more important to not lose heart, even though losing money can be painful, to not lose heart, to continue to put yourself in a position to learn, yet at the same time, um, update, change, strategize into how you do a deep dive and how you do your due diligence for an opportunity. So that way, you can always feel like you do not let the bad actions of other people deter you to continue to dream. At the same time, be prudent in how you move forward with any new opportunity presented. My dear friends, I had the privilege of going to Cyprus and meet the people involved behind this project. I've been inside of a store and see a transaction in person, the three of us, myself, Wagner, and Yodi, who did a transaction converting USDT to USD. And I've made the information available for you to see. Now, this was not just a Googling. This is not just looking up the information online. I actually had to be in Cyprus myself. We were in Vegas, and we have an opportunity to meet again the people behind this project in Miami to introduce new and improved ecosystem as Miracle Cash and More and Cashflow NFT. The purpose of this video is to bring to your attention the corporate side of the presentation so that you can take time to evaluate the information that I'm offering you and decide for yourself whether or not you want to take chance one more time. Now, this video, you might want to see it again simply because I'm taking a little bit more attention to this portion of it because I want to make sure that you and I, can connect with one another one more time. And I'm not just going to read you a presentation. I'm going to breeze through the presentation. You can join us on a daily basis, Monday to Friday, Monday to Thursday rather, at 12 noon Eastern and 10 o'clock Eastern, Friday at 12 noon through training, and every Saturday at 12 noon. Sometimes we have 11 o'clock corporate update, but every Saturday at 12 noon, we have a Crypto Wealth Society presentation to talk about the importance of community, the importance of collaboration, helping one another, and at the same time, uh, creating a caring community of people who are there to support one another. People who have been uh, taken advantage of by bad platforms, people who can feel your pain, but all the more reason to not give up because life happens. So, if you know me well, failure is not an option. And here's the other reason why. I'm sitting here today and I've seen what's going on in our ecosystem. The saddest thing that can happen is that this project progresses, we do well, and I know well where we're going, and I didn't do everything I could to bring back the people who believed in working together in the past. Experienced a few situations that didn't go well, out of our control, but that should not stop us from working together again, from pushing forward one more time. Because at the end of the day, we can look back and see how we grew together as an individual. The people who let other people crush their dreams versus the people who actually stay with the course. Understanding bad experiences happen, but you are not your bad experience. You are a person who has to go through bad experience to discover whether or not that you have in you the quality of resilience to succeed. And today, we're going to go into this journey together to introduce you to our ecosystem to determine whether or not this is for you. If we worked together in the past, I implore you, my dear friends, to take a look at this one more time. Because the one thing I do not want is later on. Anyways, I was interrupted. Anyways, the last thing I want to do is to regret not doing everything I could to emphasize the importance of being mentally tough, spiritually resilient, not giving up, and definitely let your dreams and ambitions drive you. Anyway, so I had a phone call, so I had a chance to play with my graphics. So I should have left that as an experiment to see if we actually notice a change in my graph. Anyways, so let's go through the shift, and then this graph is all about the importance of being part of a community. Um, how you shape your environment, and your environment also shapes you, where you can identify people who are who follow you, and how we in turn can design our own community and make a difference in each other's lives. So the shifts, we are entering into an economic shift with cash flow NFT disclosure. This information presented does not constitute investment or any other type of financial advice. This information is for educational purposes only. And now we're talking about the confidentiality. This document contained proprietary information of Miracle Technology Holding LDA. Any reproduction, use, appropriation, or disclosure of this information in whole or in part without the specific prior written authorization of Miracle Technology Holding LDA is strictly prohibited. Failure to observe this notice may result in legal proceedings or liability for resulting damage or loss. Copyright Miracle Technology Holding LDA, all rights reserved. We are going corporate, so everything we do has to be well presented. Anyways, the shift we are entering in 2023 for $24 billion, an economic shift that cannot be ignored. When new money is created, it is widely opposed. First they ignore it, then they laugh at you, and then they fight you. Eventually, they shift, win. If everything is aligned, there are no forces in the planet that can stop a force that is destined and that is timely delivered. We can see the evolution of technology through the 1960s when the AppNet centralized web was created for military purposes, the first image on the browser, the internet boom, the social media boom, the blockchain boom in 2008, and the AI enter into our existence, and of course, in 1976, not going through a timeline, that the first Apple computer was created, and now 2011, we're talking about um, smartphone adaptation. During all this crazy time, uh, especially in the last 2 or 3 years, 71% of businesses have converted to online, to the web. Especially the pandemic made it possible for that to happen when all businesses that did not have an online presence were pretty much rendered economically not viable simply because they could not serve the in-home demographics who were techno savvy, who did not have to leave their house to get their basic needs and necessity met. Anyways, what industry has changed during that time over the past 20 years? First, we have a brick and mortar business to the converted to the internet. We have the physical phone that was basically hanged on hardwired phone that went to smartphone. Real estate, where you search for housing, from one person to the next, to you can just go to like a Zillow marketplace and look for a house online without leaving the comfort of your home. And now they even have like 3D models where you can see the entire, even the imperfections of the wall inside in a house due to specific camera they used. And the global currency from the fiat-based government printed money through uh, Bitcoin. Okay, if you missed out of all that, all those technology changes, if you missed out of all that, or were you introduced but did not participate? Okay, now crypto financial shift over the past 14 years have also seen a revolution. $3 trillion potential. In 2008, 2010, we see a banking crisis, mortgage uh, challenges, and it was at the same time that the white paper for Bitcoin was made public to everyone. Okay, in May 2000, uh, in May two, in May 2010, anyways, got distracted by the phone. The first uh, transaction, or one of the transaction of Bitcoin for 10,000 was created, which basically give Bitcoin is its use case as a method of transaction. In 2014, the first NFT was minted. 2017 to 20, that's around the time. 2017, I entered into crypto finally after knowing about it from 2008 to 2017. After all the FOMO, I actually participated, and we see the ICO boom happen. In 2021, the first NFT that has absolutely zero use case. It was purely a digital image that was sold for $98 million. And in 2022, uh, the UK saw their regulation in form of MiCA. All that created opportunities for us to see a timeline. And then, of course, in 2010, when we saw the first Bitcoin blockchain created, and then since then, everything has changed. Transaction on several uh, blockchain platform hit its peak in 2021. Now, if and 70%, 71% of the world went online during this time, during this, especially in the past few years because of the pandemic. Now, if 71% of the financial world also goes into blockchain technology and the adoption of crypto, we will need the digital and physical representation. We will need like a way to massively adapt the adaptation of 71%, if 71% of financial world goes into crypto. Without a physical store, with the multiple ways to interact with physical store, ATM, point of sales, business integration, you know, we only need a small portion of the world to basically adapt, and we can basically bring those revenue channels, those way the way that people currently interact with crypto. Okay, only Miracle Cash and More has the legal and regulatory structure to help companies who've already went online now adapt to crypto into the blockchain. How big can the shift be? You can ask. Now, in HSBC provided this reference that unmatched opportunities await for us in the next 4 years with $24 trillion can potentially enter into the space. This report shows that the ownership through tokenization is, take for instance, a fine art of Rembrandt or Picasso. Um, Very few people can actually acquire an entire one Picasso, one Rembrandt because of the cost. But at the same time, people can enter into a fractional ownership, take the same painting uh, and basically digitize it, tokenize it, have a digital token that represents fractional ownership. In other words, you can take the same painting on a digital blockchain and make ownership of it as opposed to one person on the specific painter. You can take the same painting, digitize it through tokenization, which makes ownership on a fractional basis. And you still have the same privilege of ownership as if you were, of course, not the same percentage, but the same ownership makes it possible. And only tokenization makes that possible to allow you and I to participate where we could not have the economic power, the force to participate in a whole ownership, but we can take a portion of it. And you see, the World Economic Forum basically talked about, uh, you know, the size of traditional businesses that could potentially benefit from this shift is 867 trillion, converting equity, debt, derivative, and securitized product into tokenization that makes it possible for individual businesses, institutions to take fractional ownership of any given asset. And that is already happening. What industry would best benefit probably be easier to participate in this shift? Finance, banking, exchange, POS system, point of sales, remittance, the transfer of money from one person from one country to another, the ATM, the card issuing, and of course, tokenization. Cashflow NFT and Miracle Cash and more can bring that fusion relationship together, created by none other than the legendary brilliance of Hakan Toran, who introduced 65,000 crypto ATM, I mean, not ATM, not crypto, ATMs to Turkey and the banking system. Basically, allow the banking system to benefit from the adaptation of ATMs. Legal top 14 attorneys from a wide scope of countries, technology, key programmers in financial industries and blockchain industries, business development, experts from all over the place, and of course, marketing. We brought in some very good marketing talent into the space to make it possible. Miracle is definitely not a startup focused on regulatory regulation, license, and key business practices that will ensure long-term growth. Now, everything we do before we even enter a country, we have to be licensed to do business in this country, and that makes us uh, able to scale when regulations such as MiCA was introduced in the UK, because we already have the regulation. This part is extremely important because there's been so many failed businesses, so many failed projects that did not meet the regulatory requirement, because Miracle Cash has been, in a sense, in existence since 2017. And the background and focus was regulation to be prepared for that timeline, okay, from 2017 to 2020, government regulation and licenses. Our core product, as you can see, the broad range of banking network that we have, marketing network, security network. We have our own Swift, and Mako Cash and More is in the middle of it through the POS system, the ATM, the physical stores. Uh, uh, the physical stores, we are right there. In order for 21%, it's if 71% of businesses that are already online goes into crypto, there's only one company, Miracle Cash and More, that is positioned to take advantage because we've already have in place the mechanism, regulatory structure to make that happen. And 2023 and 4, we open our NFT marketplace to allow businesses with existing services or product to enter the tokenization space, to enter the tokenization world where fractional ownership is possible. And the way it is possible is for a business that is already have its core in regulation. This was, of course, this part, okay, that when I share this business model with certain people, the reason why we go into crypto because crypto is give us anonymity. Crypto give us independence. That is true. But for crypto to be mainstream, crypto has to be prepared, or businesses has to be prepared to also be semi-regulated in order uh, to be acceptable, especially for a certain institution that does not like to see crypto advance, and by introducing regulation to make it difficult for companies. Okay, so in a sense, we have to have that. All right, so uh, our core business platform unites all fintech into one switch. And as you can see, the reward system, the crypto ATM system, the reward system basically is just a node that validates transaction through our ecosystem. The fintech services we provide, the core banking in itself, which has its core, its roots in government regulation, banking network security, and Miracle Cash is at the center since the beginning of 2017 when Miracle Cash beginning laying down the structure for what is now we know that in order for crypto to advance, in order for crypto to have validity, it needs to be somewhat uh, integrated into an already legacy system that resists change. But crypto also already been to a space that there's no return, there's no turning back. And so government, businesses, institutions has to adapt. And they need a company that has the proprietary services and network in place to mimic the existing legacy world to make it possible for businesses to now enter into crypto and then use their services and product. And finance is at the core of everything. Finance is probably the easiest because everything we do involves the exchange, one monetary exchange from one to another. And regulation is then at the core of it. You know, knowing, of course, we know our customer. Who does the transaction? If it's a business, know your business. Okay, and of course, because everything is regulated through the KYC process, through the KYB process, there cannot be any funny business happening in that space, and that's how crypto would be mainstream. Okay, and being in Cyprus and seeing the transaction happen in person in real life, and depending on your geographical location, we'll have businesses with a physical POS system, just like you go to a store, you exchange money or fiat rather for goods and services. Businesses that already have uh, that already has that integration of both physical and online integration can allow customers to basically do business, to adapt crypto settlement, crypto remittance through a physical or virtual online payment system utilizing crypto. You're already familiar with the ATM. You put in your debit card and you take out fiat. Well, you can do the same thing through crypto, and Miracle Cash and More provide that service. Now, you can go to an exchange. Right now, most exchanges are faceless. There's no customer service per se, and we do have that as well. Anyway, so 2023 basically expands our physical presence in all those countries listed: Germany, Turkey, or soon to be uh, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Cyprus, where we already have stores in the Netherlands and Cyprus. And the stores that I was in Cyprus, where we exchange crypto USDT to fiat. And in order for you to enter into this world, you have to be the country has to accept your presence of having physical stores there, having crypto there, and uh, each delivery point requires its own license, and we have all that from the point of sale system to the POS system, at the physical, where that does require some licenses. The ATM requires its own license. The physical stores require their own license, and of course, the web. I mean, and of course, the web services, which can be done online um, as well. Okay. Now, you're already familiar with exchanges. In terms of exchanges, the exchanges you're familiar with, you know, Binance, Coinbase, Crypto, Kraken, Gate, and they do pretty much the same thing: buy and sell, trade, spots and future, website and mobile app. Only one company that mirrors what we do in terms of all the services provided, uh, with their own stable coin. Binance has the BNB, and we have the Miracle token. The rest of the services, with a local presence and brick and mortar presence, where you can walk into a store and see in person, talk to a real person, and do business. Buy and sell in person. No one else has that but Miracle Cash. Customer service on the phone or in person. Crypto vending machine, or known as an ATM. A POS system for businesses to accept crypto. Okay. And any businesses that actually oppose the idea of crypto because of its volatility, we do have that. And even within Miracle Online, there's also ways to reverse the transaction. Anyway, but you can learn that later. Okay. And crypto service through real estate leasing, backed by Lloyd's in London, and Fireblocks wallet protection. Again, we have all that. Now, most of the time, these are services that will probably brush off and make the comparison to us, but these also are the services that are needed to be in order to make crypto adoption possible for businesses. Now, the industry competition, when it comes to Binance and BitPay, you know, Binance, you can do buy, sell, margin trade, future, copy trade, and all that. Okay, BitPay, um, does not settle in fiat, so you have to do your crypto only in you have to do all your settlements in crypto. Okay, and for other services, they might have like merge with the exchange. Okay, our advantage, the Miracle Cash and More advantage, is that we are uh, you know, legally regulated in all countries that we do businesses. And that's extremely important. We have physical retail stores, POS system to merchant settle in fiat, not just crypto to crypto, which is a barrier for businesses if they only had to do their settlement in crypto. You can do your settlement in fiat. Internet pay services with reversible transaction. Reversible, not in other words, that if someone there is someone who has um, unprecedented access to your computer, your devices, and do a transaction, or if something is done by mistake, that can be reversed. This is the first time where you have the ability to reverse the crypto transaction. Most of the time, once a transaction is done in crypto, it is a done deal. You made a mistake, you pay with the wrong coin, it's a done deal. And that needs to be emphasized, highlight, and because that's one of the great feature and benefit. Okay, exchange services, our own marketplace, and more importantly, backed by Lloyd's of London to give you peace of mind. Okay, now how can you participate in 2023 and beyond with Cashflow NFT and you? Okay, world first, world first NFT that can earn from monthly revenue of actual businesses or through partnership. World's first platform showing NFT revenue through any wallet that holds the NFT. Okay, business revenue, business ownership, bankable loan, and of course, transferable NFT, where you can transfer from peer-to-peer ownership. Okay, NFT 3.0 marketplace, the only NFTs where you can check the result of the revenue that comes from all revenue driven activities. And there are some, there are multiple, if not 20 or more revenue point of where the company can generate revenue. Uh, and each NFT is tied to a country and license. Your NFT is not just a digital image that has no value. As we saw in 2021, an NFT was sold for 98 million, and there was no really anything behind it. There was no business generating revenue. It was just the hype, and we saw the NFT had reversed in popularity, and now people are realizing digital collectible uh, digital assets are the way for a company to basically leverage the power of that to for marketing purposes. The only NFT 3.0 marketplace, the Boogie Gopher community, will have our own website where you can see, track, transfer, and see, first of all, see which country NFT, you know, see the quantity and see the ownership, the number of token, the transaction, and everything, every matrix you can imagine uh, based on the business logic, you'll be able to see that your 3D NFT wrapped with token transactional ownership for of business and revenue. Now, 75% of profit from each master license goes into the NFT holders through tokenized ownership. In other words, they if you have a country MFA, MFA basically means a master license. Okay, in other words, the master license for people who may not know is that you could open up a you can open up a McDonald's franchise in UK, for instance. Your revenue comes from one store. Or you could have a country MFA where no matter how many McDonald's or franchise, or you can choose whatever franchise name or brand, then whatever activities or revenue that comes from that country, because you have the uh, participate in the master franchise license, then it doesn't matter whether there is 1 or 2 million open in that geographical location. Everything that moves, you own a piece of it, and that's what uh, 100% NFT ownership, 75% sold through the cash flow. So if a revenue comes from the ATM, we earn, it benefits the NFT holder. If it comes from the physical store, we earn. If it comes from a point of sale, where there is a point of sale through a business who uses our technology that is part of under that master license, or whether the sale comes from uh, someone who uses Miracle Pay, Miracle Web Services, it doesn't really matter because the master license cover every transaction within that geographical location. Very, very key. Business valuation. Now, um, valuation extend to the NFT. Every NFT has a value, and the NFT is tied to a real estate asset and have a real valuation because it's a asset backed project. It's backed by businesses that generate revenue. 100% of the NFT of the MFA agreement profit the NFT holders, the NFT owners. 100% of the master franchise agreement profit the NFT owners. 75% of the total profit goes to the master license. Now, very important, 75% of the total profit goes to the MFA and the rest goes to Miracle Cash and more. Now, the first valuation using a DCF basically called a discounted cash flow, because one of the countries that we will have a presence in, if not this month, by the end of this month, this being June of 2023, Germany. The Germany NFT was valuated as 3.8 billion total, which means the estimation for a singular unit of NFT is 2.8 million. The valuation is done by a top professor from a leading economic school, currently validating and signed uh, by Ernst and Young. Ernst and Young. The growth is potential because this is a number that might freak some people out because how can you buy an NFT for X and then it's valued at Y when you consider all the revenue points the company has, and if 100% of the master franchise uh, pays the NFT holder, 75% of that goes to the cash flow NFT, then it doesn't really matter what point of sale, what services, where the revenue comes from, because everything that goes into Germany goes under the master franchise, and therefore, and because we have partnership with companies, between now, a partnership that is existing, which makes Germany NFT that valuable and determined by the number, the total value of Germany, and that's where the valuation comes from. Now, another country where we have stores going, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Belgium are three small countries because they could not stand by themselves. They have to be part of a trichotomous or trio combined into one. One, that means any business that goes into any of those three countries fall under one master license. Any business that goes through under a master license in any of those three singular countries fall under one master franchise agreement. Very important. Okay, so what does that mean? When you look at each country, so the population, uh, the GDP of each country is different. In Belgium, for instance, 100% of Belgium, we have that. In Netherlands, it's 50%. So we only have access to 50% profit that goes to the master franchise. In Luxembourg, we have 100%. Okay. Now, each country has its own GDP. Each country has, population and all that. Okay. With only 2,000 membership to Benelux, the Benelux valuation comes out to 1.55 billion, which means with just 2,000 membership, that makes each NFT the estimated value at 775,000. Again, massive growth. Whatever business going on in any of those three countries fall under one license. Very, very important to understand. Okay, the UK consists of multiple countries as well. Okay, valuation for UK is 3.16 billion, and which estimate the UK to be 796,000 per NFT. So again, valuations are done by top leading professor from a leading school, currently to be evaluated and complete by Ernst and Young for validity. Okay, so and because of course the NFT is backed by real business, by real businesses, by real partnership, by real technology, and everything is proprietary. The future can only get brighter with this. Anyways, here's a question then: if you're already part of an NFT project, is your NFT worthy of a loan? Is your NFT bankable? Is your NFT collateralized? And to us, uh, we answer all those questions yes, yes, and yes. So this allow if the bankable aspect of the NFT allow a financial institution to give out a loan to the owners using the valuation of our company by locking the NFT into a wallet as collateral. Okay. In other words, if you take a loan against your NFT because the NFT has been validated because it's an asset-backed project, that NFT cannot be sold during that phase. So the NFT can be locked as collateral because the revenue generated from the businesses, from the multiple uh, points that the company makes money, is used then to repay back the loan. Okay, that makes our NFT a world first certified by top third party to validate its authenticity. First, NFT with a real valuation and therefore bankable. Okay, classification, it is backed by assets that generate revenue. We may say that multiple times. The industry growth is the first NFT that ties to an asset that can account for growth over the next couple of years. Okay, is the NFT tied to a free cash flow estimate? Does the NFT has valuation have an independent firm that has accepted this estimation? Okay, the NFT is in a regulated space. Is this first NFT in a regulated or licensed industry that can be tracked or viewed anywhere or by anyone? Okay, first we have the qualification, the growth, the third party validation, and of course regulation or license. All right, so how can you participate in this opportunity? Okay, we have a two-tier marketing opportunity to participate in a NFT as a member of our Boogie Gopher community. The first generation pays 10%, and the second generation or second tier pays 5%. And this is where my graph comes in to help you understand. So if we pay a uh, two-tier affiliate, that means when someone buy, if you participate, create a free account, and someone some you decided to share. So with your free account, you can share the NFT project with every person you know. Okay, and as the people you share with acquire an NFT, so as you share with this individual, that one person buys two, and one person buys one, and one person buys five, two, no purchase, and three. Okay, so for each person, you then earn a 10% on the first level, first tier, level one, and level two is 5%, meaning that after that, there's no economic incentive uh, if someone purchased on the third level or fourth. However, we do have also a leadership training opportunity to participate in a STAR program that I've made multiple videos about, and this is how it comes to be. So UK NFT it sells for 10,000, and you buy or sell an NFT to a friend, family member, or business colleague, you earn $1,000. And say for some, or you buy a Benelux NFT, someone second level. Say for instance, this person buys an NFT and you earn 1,000. That person buys an NFT and then you earn 500, which is worth the 5%. So you get 1K and $500 for selling an NFT to a second level. And then after that, um, the relationships has a two degree separation from the second level. After that, there's no earning. However, there's an opportunity to what we call a star program to participate, where uh, to the degree that you sell $50,000 worth of NFT to your member. Okay, now you become a one star, and then I have other videos that explains that aspect of it. So this is what that graph is all about. All these circles or people you refer to in your community. Let's assume all the circles in the color or circles with no purchases, and the black ones are the one with purchases. And so you're not limited by the number of people you share. Although this is not network marketing, this is an affiliate program with two tier. First tier 10%, second tier 5%, and you do not have to have a purchase. You do not have to have a sell to benefit from this. And that's what I mean by knowing what's happening. Okay, so now that we know, there's no limitation of the number of first and second level you can share. You earn 10% on the first level and 2% in the second generation. That's what that means. Okay, summary. The Miracle Cash and More is not a startup with decades in the making, heavily invested in legal regulatory license, on its own IP, in merging into a digital space with brick and mortar businesses presence. World first NFT backed by an asset. The NFT are wrapped with great value and services. Each NFT will be equal to a percentage of a master license with rights to revenue distribution and more. Okay, no equipment is necessary, although you can build a team, a two-tier team, uh, and share if you see value, and of course, believe in what we do and understand the importance of in being regulated. That means we're not going to be stopped by a government in the future, because wherever we are regulated in that geographical location where we do business. Okay, so coming soon. So the following preview has been approved for appropriate audiences by top business people around the world. Miracle rated. Not financial advice, over 18 only. You may be exceptional. Exceptional opportunity throughout. Not financial advice that may contain reward or forward-looking statement may cause excitement in most business people. And I'm not even saying that with excitement because I want to make sure you understand the humor behind it. Anyways, so we do have also our own uh, POW, POT, uh, point of transaction, POT, the Finnic token. The point of transaction, what I call the POT, is the real transaction uh, that happens in real businesses, and truly uh, real utility access to a suite of services and software. And first to the retail store, to the point of sales, the ATM, the web services, everything uh, involves the Finnic token, because the Finnic token is a utility token that is used to basically validate through transaction and everything that is going on in our ecosystem, the switch provider and the like. And because of that, just like BNB that has by Binance, we have the Finnic token. We also have the introduction of the node and point generated for Finnic, and introduction of the node, the blockchain services, and you where you could be in and out with retail stores, point of sales, which is a POS, crypto ATM, and web services. All that requires transaction validation, and the validation through a miracle technology, you could say the blockchain, requires gas, requires a token where the gas fee would be collected, that is used, a utility token for transaction and validation. And that's where we have the node, and the Finnic token plays a huge role in that. Okay, so if you take a look at the reward system, which is a node system, fintech services, blockchain services, regulatory services, KYB, KYC, point of sale, web services, crypto ATM, banking core, all that requires the Finnic token for validation. Just like the Ethereum is used in Ethereum transaction, BTC is used for BTC transaction, BNB is used for anything that's going on in Binance. The same way Finnic token will be used for that purpose. Okay, Node 2.0 version 2 in around fall 2023, and where you have the reward validation and where you can see potential activities, you can track everything. I suppose there would be like a dashboard, an interface where you can see all that, or wallet. Uh, since we don't know much about how it will be structured, so I don't want to talk too much about that. Uh, but in similar activities, participation node system, there is a wallet that can be in someone's computer. The node itself can be run, because it definitely need to be online 24/7 to a server. In this case, nodes are vital in any ecosystem. They help keep consensus on ledger system. They act as validation and keep count along with the ledger of transaction. And node holders earn rewards for helping build the consensus and therefore validate transaction. Now, if you participate in that, you can earn point that can transfer uh, to the system utility token Finnic. Use Finnic to reduce your fees and much, much more. Anyway, so again, the Finnic token, you can go to our marketplace. Our marketplace is where you can see uh, the evolution. You can track. You can do everything through uh, the marketplace, which is the Boogie Gopher Club. And in the marketplace, you can basically track your bankable assets, your collateralized assets, such as known as a non fungible uh, token or an NFT. Okay, so obviously The NFT 2.0, the shift in transaction is coming, and transaction makes the world go around because I suppose right now you already live in a transaction world. Every time you do remittance, send money somewhere, it's a transaction. And in the blockchain, it's the same way. Okay, so that's that. During the course of this video, I stopped to take a phone call, and I've also considered the reason why I stopped um, creating this video to give you a little bit of context. If you believe in everything we're trying to do, if you believe in having a business or being part of a project that is backed by Lloyd's of London, that is backed by a real business, and tokenization is where the world is going, and tokenization cannot be avoided because if during the pandemic 71% of businesses went online to make for the demand in sales or to suffer the lack of demand if they didn't have a web presence. And if 71% of business goes into the crypto world as well, tokenization is going to be where that goes because the wealth transfer that happens um, when wealth transfer from owner A to owner B, and tokenization can make it possible, and Miracle Cash and more stand to take advantage because we have been a decade into preparation to when crypto goes mainstream through the physical store, the ATM, web services, point of sale, both physical or online. We're rightly positioned. And not only do you know who the people running the business, they're not actors portrayed as people front line, front the face of the company. They are people you know. As you can see, the difference between us versus other exchanges, we have services that are mimicking what will be the representation in the blockchain space to make it possible for you as a business owner or you as a person who like to leverage their assets backed by regulation and a business that has a physical presence and also a business that is accepting partnership from other companies, seeing where we're going, seeing how we structured our business to be part of it. This is something that I'm actually proud to share because when I was exposed to this opportunity, I was also going through multiple challenges, through multiple projects, blockchain projects that portrays themselves as legitimate, who actually use the FTX challenge to basically exit or freeze uh, people's money to give them a reason to do a work pull. Now we know who is behind the business. We know who the owners are. I'm in touch with the people in the office, and I've been to the office myself. That, my friend, is a due diligence 2.0. So I look forward to hear from you.